All right, peace, peace, peace. Well, first and foremost, hopefully, most high in your house has blessing your day. By His mercies, you are consumed. We're alive in the most high in your house has body too. We're naturally alive, man. And yeah, man, I just want to get into this, man. Like honestly, like yeah, I want to get into this, man, because recently, I saw on Thursday night with my sister, man, the recent Jordan Peele produced movie. I forgot the director's name, him, man. And that kind of, even when I saw the trailer, right, um, it was just going to that. I just immediately thought, that Ezekiel keep the idols out of your heart, man, and and because there's a lot of themes in it, but that was the main thing of this movie that I kind of got out of it, and then also two Proverbs 19, which we're about to get into. But yeah, man, because even though in that honestly, I think the movie honestly, even though in the three-dimensional tip on the even on the as far as the esoteric, the occult side, people that know that stuff, people but especially brothers, sisters that are aware of that, especially it was still surface level, but it was still good. But also too, man, there's a reason why, with a lot of things in that movie, man. But I was just thinking about this yesterday too. There's a reason why that Marlon Wayne's character, his name was Isaiah White. Honestly, that was a good, because what does Isaiah mean? I forgot honestly, but yeah, Isaiah means is Yahweh is my salvation, man, and that was an allusion to, and that's why in the book of Isaiah there's a lot of prophecies about Yahweh Shah, Christ. Like that's why they had him like Isaiah as in Isaiah White in in the movie as a Christ-like type of figure, because and also too that goes into it's going into the idolatry and of in the sports world, honestly, and how we view it as as a brother chronicles you used to say, a lot of people view sports sports music, any entertainment, but especially since we're talking about in the sports world, as a religion, man. Honestly, they do, honestly. So that's just is what it is now, because we know, of course, fan means is no sure as for fanatic, honestly, kind of almost that's what it is now. Also too, but it's kind of a nuanced thing, because if you also look at a term as a fan, it means just like a supporter as well, because this kind of levels to it as well, because just because you like a team, like a sport, because me, I like all Philly teams, but Eagles, that's my team. I got Eagles stuff here, Eagles stuff here, but it's just like, even people, especially us in the word, but even out the word, man, certain people, they don't take, even though they like a certain team, they're not going to take it that serious, though, because everybody's not the same. Just because, now words do have meanings and definitions, honestly. So let me say that as well, because fan is meaning like in the short for fanatic, honestly, and that's not that's damn near borderline idolatrous things of that nature. But just because you like a sports team, support a sports team, it doesn't mean you're just an idolater. No, because people will say that because it's no more nuances to that, man. Because just because I know people personally, I'm pretty sure y'all brothers and sisters know people that they like a certain team, whether it's whatever team it is, whatever sports league or things of that nature, but they're not a fanatic per se. Now there's people that are fanatics, and that's what and are damn near idolatry. That's what you call them. The movie was kind of going into, honestly, and we see that every day. But but yeah, man, that's just is what it is too, and also too how in the sports world, they view pretty much, man, how that is, man, how honestly, man, that spirit and that how we always say this too. We said this honestly as well, man. Whenever there's a shift in power, man, people aren't going to easily just give that up, honestly, too, man. That's why and also too how the dangers of, let's get Proverbs 29, honestly, you know the dangers of that, man, honestly, because it's a let's is that what I want? No. Oh yeah, no, I want that I want that. Let's hold on. Let's look at that. I want that. That's what I want. wrong with that. Damn, I'm gonna flatter your friend just sending that before them. Okay, it's all good. But pretty much, man, honestly, it's like kind of going to like what David said, what the word says about how a lot of times a wise man would learn more from a rebuke than than praise. And David says, listen, like, and Job, like, goes into flattering titles and this and that, kind of like the real we share with Ghostface, honestly. But because what it is too, and that's a lot of times what athletes go through, man. People especially like that, or athletes, entertainers go through, man. That's why they had the term athletes, or sometimes entertainers, they die twice, man, because that's why they need a lot of them need sports psychologists, man. Because like imagine because how big like Michael Jordan was, then you go back to like being like a regular person, man. That's why LeBron's gonna need one heavy, man, because he since 18, man, and that's why it's a high for them. And this is me talking to because my brother's in the arts too. Because he kind of witnessed this, and he realizes that he knows people that went through this as well, man. Like people cheering your name that love, man. That's why there's some people they can't let it go, man. And that's what the movie kind of goes into. That's why honestly, the word goes into having the praise of men and how dangerous that is, and how this getting the praise and esteem of people and not of the Most High house shot, man. How dangerous that can be, man. Because it is, man. So because this is like a drug, it's a high for them, honestly. So that's what that is, and it's and some people just don't want to let that go, man, honestly. And that's also too that one of the themes is especially in the movie when there's a shift of power, man, people aren't just going to give that up, man, honestly. And and also too how in the athletic world they view it as like gods and stuff like that. They view gods and all that stuff, man, because yeah, man, it's a lot of things that goes on with that, man. That's on that type of tip, man. But let's get Ezekiel real quick, man, because I wish I had the scripture. I wish I had it in my head, but that's just what it is. But Isaiah White too, and Isaiah means of course Yahweh, the Most High is my salvation. And also too, white is what was white represent pretty much purity, honestly, man. So he was supposed to be a Christ-like figure, and that's why in the movie he says, man, pretty much, man, I worship you growing up. And his dad, and you could tell too, his dad in a sense in the movie kind of failed him in aspect. He trained him up, and he did what a father did, train him up to be that. Because honestly too, I was having this conversation somebody the other day, Actually, yeah, it was a Tuesday having somebody most of the times, especially when you see these people, especially people in politics and things of that nature, they're trained up in that, honestly, from childhood. And that's what his father did, that he trained him up in things of that nature. But he just didn't feel the love from his father. And, he tried to live vicariously through, and his father probably tried to live vicariously through, that, man. So, it's just is what it is with that. But that's why Ezekiel says, take the idols out your heart, man, honestly, because that's the biggest idol you can have, man. Ezekiel chapter 14 verse 5, it says that I may take the house of Israel in their own heart, because they all are estranged from me in their idols. Yeah. Verse 6, therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, repent and turn yourselves from your idols, turn your face away from all your abominations. So exactly, man, take those idols out your heart, man. But let's grab Proverbs 19. This is another theme about this, man. It's better to all poor or just regular man, have your integrity, honestly. And Marlon Waynes, that's what the clip we shared yesterday, man, with this, man. Because, and also, too, of course, Mark 8:36, what profit the world, this and that was another theme, too, innocent, honestly, with that. But, that's kind of was the obvious one. What profit, you gain the whole world, lose. So that's not, but see, that thing is, too, with that, that's just not only with, entertainers, politicians, athletes, or anybody of high status in those type of world. That could be everyday people, man, doing your own will, instead of the Most High house will, man. That's what it is. And you that's the thing, honestly, too. Because, 1 John 2:17 says, the will of the Most High house shall last forever. But let's grab Proverbs chapter 19, verse 1. Better is the poor, and also, too, that poor is the poor, is going into the faith as well. Better is the poor walketh in his integrity, and then he is perverse in his perverse in his lips and is a fool. Yeah, man. So it's better to keep like having integrity, man, than having all that, to walk away from all that. Because even in the movie, like, she his girlfriend says, like, Cameron Cade, that was his name. He was in the actor. He was actually a quarterback as well. I was watching actually a college football game with Howard, and they was playing somebody else, and Marlon Wayans was there. He's saying that, like, the guy that played Cameron McKay, he was actually a quarterback as well for Florida State at one point. And also too, the actor that played him, he was in I Know What You Did Last Summer too. This when we kind of talked about that on here. So yeah. But honestly, his girlfriend in the movie says, "Listen, I love you with this or without this." Honestly, man, like, a lot of times too, that's rare in the athletic world. But you have certain, like, women that are like that. Like, they'll, like, regardless of anything, they'll be like, that's why that goes into, we go into that Iraq a lot, that don't forsake a light woman. Honestly. I mean, don't forsake, like, you have a wife according to thy mind. Don't forsake her for, like, a light woman, especially a woman that's down for you. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to those that seen it, man. But yeah, man, that's one aspect of the movie. Maybe if I see it tonight, later on, Lord's will, or something another time, I'll probably see more things. But yeah, man, let's read Proverbs 19 verse 1. It says, better is the poor that walketh in his integrity, that he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. So yeah, man, hopefully it's edifying, man. So yeah, man, that's really it on here. There's a lot of layers to that. There's a lot, probably more to it, but I have to see it again to see what other, like, themes and things like that nature that we picked up on, that I picked up on, I see. So hopefully it's edifying. So peace.